Analysts are warning against reckless spending during Black Friday. That says the rising cost of living remains a worry and is not abating. While deals are designed to be tempting, consumers are urged to be prudent. Quality assurer at National Debt Advisors Quinton Ramohlabi speaks to us about this. Thank you so much for your time, Quinton. I think this year the biggest worry is about safety when it comes to online sales. What's your view there?
Good morning and thank you so much for having me. Well, it's quite tricky in terms of how people need to spend or utilize their funds in general, because now with the season of Black Friday, a lot of people there tend to spend recklessly. So it's quite important for people to be online, to visit the stores online, and of course do this online shopping, because that is going to assist them in terms of saving. Maybe they will get extra discounts. That's what normally the stores does. If you purchase goods on online, then that is going to save you also from a lot of queues and time also, and you will also get extra percentage off if you're buying online.
Quinton, we've been told in the past that having a list or deliberately indicating to yourself what it is that you are gunning for in Black Friday deals. Does this also apply online? I can imagine it could be tricky if you're just putting much of the products in your cart and you'll pay later.
That is correct. It does also apply when purchasing your goods and services, maybe online. Like, for instance, what normally the store, what they does is to encourage a lot of consumers to actually visit online and make purchases, because that is assisting them in terms of time. And of course, if you utilizing the online purchase more often, you get extra percentage. Like, for instance, if maybe goods was maybe 100 rand and then it is marked down maybe by 50% during this Black Friday. But however, if you go online, make a purchase there, you get extra maybe 5% or 10%, depends on the store. So that is actually saving a lot of South Africans consumers to actually save money, and of course also the time also on the other side.
Now, overall disposable income or spending that is quite scarce of late, Quinton. How then do you realistically set a limit of what you are able to spend on?
Well, this should be something that an individual decide from a long period of time. I wouldn't necessarily say you should maybe perhaps create a list at this point for your Black Friday. If maybe you want to make a purchase of the appliances of your house, maybe. This should be something that is well planned. Like, for instance, if you want to purchase yourself maybe a TV, or maybe you're looking for a car or anything, any valuable asset, it should be something that you plan from the beginning of the year, knowing exactly that there is a certain funds that you've been saving on a monthly basis into your trust or savings, maybe that you can't touch it until a certain period of time. Should be fixed savings. However, this is also applying the other side, because everybody got the different financial situation. So you know yourself as an individual. So I will encourage people to create a comprehensive list, of course, and stick to it, because that is going to assist an individual to stick according to and to spend according to their affordability, and not to fall for this Black Friday in general.
How then do you identify a real deal in Black Friday as opposed to maybe a marketing gimmick? Basically, what I'm asking is having the time to measure what prices would have been maybe 3-6 months ago in relation to what the price would be on the shelves in this Black Friday period.
Well, like I said, also budgeting is very important. So as an individual, you know, when you do your monthly grocery, you list all of your expenses as well as the prices that you normally spend. So now it's going to work on your favor, because what you have to do as an individual, you will have to compare the actual budget that you're normally using on a monthly basis, as well as the pamphlets. Or when you go to the stores, you will have to compare those prices to actually see if maybe this is a real deal. Unless otherwise you visit online, that's where basically you will be able to get the whole overall, because you're securing a lot, you're saving a lot. So that's how an individual can be able to determine if maybe this is a real deal or this is not a real deal. But for those who are not, unfortunately, writing or budgeting or creating a list for their monthly expenses, it will be quite tricky for them, because now they would just go with the mind of seeing in the shelves that it is maybe 10% off or 15% off, not knowing exactly if maybe it's the real deal or it's not a real deal. So my advice to the whole South African consumers, specifically those who are going to join and participate in this Black Friday event that is the most amazing feeling, is to make sure that they carry their actual monthly list and make sure that they compare the prices, because that is going to assist them to save money also.
Lastly, consumers are warned to be wary, particularly when it comes to hidden costs. What could those be, Quinton?
Well, like for instance, a lot of people now, they having different financial situation, of course. Some they wish they can get exposed to this Black Friday. Some people, they want certain goods, some want certain services. So actually they go and apply for credit cards, or maybe perhaps those who still have the credit cards, they utilize them to make daily purchases. Or some people, most of them, which is what we recently ascertained here at National Debt Advisors, that most of the consumers who are struggling in terms of managing their finances, they've been utilizing their credit cards in terms of making daily purchases or spending impulsively. So which technically affect them, because there are hidden costs also, like for instance, there are interest rates that are going to be charged towards the credit cards, which basically accumulates over a period of time. So they need to be very careful in terms of how they utilize their spending when it comes to the credit cards.
Thank you for your contribution, National Debt Advisors Quinton Ramohlabi. They're giving us some tips on how to navigate Black Friday. Good luck out there.